So we are coming close to the end of the last PPD. So we have 5 PPD in 2 days. It's a lot. It's a lot of information for you to digest, for you to use. Hopefully you've learned something, you will remember something. You will also share what you have learned. You will also share the information we gave to you. I am not going to close this workshop because we'll have Jeremy and hopefully DG Saysana to do that for you. But I'd like to thank all the speakers and the panelists who have been on the podium for the last 2 days, and also for the Ministry of Industry and Commerce, who have helped us to prepare all these informations, the presentations, the materials. This has been a very long and intensive efforts for the past few weeks and few months. So thank you very much, MOIC, for your input, your support, your encouragements. I'd like also to thank the participants who have been online. They are invisible to you, but they were online. They were asking questions. They were making comments. So thank you to them for staying with us, and also for the team from MOIC and the Crown Plaza to manage the Zoom session in the background. So with this, I'd like to invite Mr. Jeremy Gross, the Director of the Capacity Building Program at ERIA, to take us through the final session. Jeremy.
Thank you so much, Sven. As Sven just mentioned, over the last 2 days, we've looked at 6 chapters of the 20-chapter RCEP agreement. This really has been just the tip of the iceberg, because it's not just about the number of chapters that we've been looking through, because we understand that there are so many layers of complexity to implement a free trade agreement. So whether it's the work that needs to be done to reform and change the local laws and regulations to be in line with the commitments of the agreement, whether it's sharing knowledge with the private sector so they understand the contents of the agreement, or of course ensuring that there are feedback loops and mechanisms to get input and comments from the private sector about how well the agreement is working. So this event was just a very small contribution to this, especially to the second and third components I mentioned. I have to say I've been really very impressed, as all my colleagues I've been working have, with the real level of interaction and discussions we've had, the number of questions we've had from the participants, whether here in the room or online. It shows that there's a real momentum and commitment amongst people to want to make this agreement work. So I think we can go away feeling very positive that amongst us there is a desire to go forward and make sure that this free trade agreement isn't just a bit of paper that sits in a drawer, and it can be used. And of course it would take time, as Deborah mentioned a couple of times yesterday. It's an agreement that we hope in the long run everyone will use. The benefits will come in at different times, but ultimately it will create a much more simplified way of trading within the region. So before I hand over to DG Saysana SAYAKONE, maybe if I can just repeat some of the thank yous. This is like the Oscar moment where you have to say lots of thank yous. So of course I would also very much like to thank the Ministry of Industry and Commerce, working with you to develop this two-day event over the months, recent months. And of course we were honoured to have the Minister here yesterday to open this event. In addition to the Director General's presence again today, also for the preparation and organising, very thankful for the help and support that we've received from the team we've been working with, especially under Ms. Supapon. And in addition, my colleagues at ERIA, Amelia, who's been working very hard to make sure this work, all the arrangements and making sure the speakers were invited, and knew the logistics, the support we got from Miss Launi, based here, so thank you. Also, the incredible support from the man in the box behind me. Obviously, you can have the best speakers, but without being heard and understood, it would have been wasted. So thank you so much to Mr. Death for his effort, his incredible efforts, as well, of course, his colleagues who contributed to the other sessions. The speakers and the panelists, too many to name, but of course, we can't have a public-private dialogue without all your contributions. So it really has, as I said, we've been really, really amazed by the level of openness and willingness to talk and discuss the issues that are facing you and the challenges facing you. One speaker who's been on stage for every session, Deborah Elms, thank you for being able to participate in every dialogue and also participating as a panelist in some of the second sessions as well. We really appreciate learning from your wisdom and knowledge. Of course, without Sven Callebaut, it would have been a very different type of event. So really the most sincere thank you to Sven for creating and putting this event together. So wouldn't want to forget, obviously we have a bouncing red Australian kangaroo there. So I don't think we have anyone from the Australian embassy here. Oh, sorry, yes, we do. So again, sincere thanks to the Government of Australia for the support we receive for the Capacity Building Programme. I think that is all the thank yous. I apologize in advance if I missed anyone out. But on that, it now gives me a great honor to invite DG Saysana SAYAKONE to share some closing comments and to officially close this two-day workshop. DG Saysana.
Chào,ก่อนอื่นขอเชิญท่านrespected Mr. Jeremy Gross, Chief Director of Capacity Building from ERIA, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Following the appointment of the leaders of MOIC that allow me to join the closing session of the two-day seminar, it's a great honor and pleasure for me to know that the meeting to unpack RCEP for the last 2 days was successful. Was very successful and has acceptable outcomes. Like we had we anticipated a lively discussion and sharing kind of insight, in particular the text of the RCEP agreement that related to trade in services, trade in goods, trade and investment, and the e-commerce, as well as trade facilitation. All of this, these are the 5 sessions or chapters that are most important in RCEP agreement. I highly believe that. Nevertheless, all of you here would recognize it and understood the basic information of RCEP agreements. And of course, I mean, the presentation made by our resource persons or by the speaker maybe too technical. I understand that maybe the level of understanding of the participant, you may understand some, and some of them you need to further understand so that you fully understand to the point that you will implement it, and that will bring in the benefits of the Lao PDR, in particular to the enterprises, or especially the SME. So this is important, I encourage that. And once again, I'd like to take this opportunity to express my sincere thanks to Deborah Helms from ERIA, Economic Representative for East and East Asia, and Mr. Sven for being moderator for the 2 days. I also like to thank you, the resource persons from the ministry concerned. Thank you very much for your presentation on the text, and your presentations provide information on the contents of the RCEP. I also like to thank you, ERIA's team, and all participants here that have made this 2-day seminar with successful outcome. I also like to thank you, everyone. I thank you, everyone, for attending. From the beginning to the end, by raising questions, by providing additional information on the straightforward manner. You then have made the seminar, with lively atmosphere. I believe that a lot of you still have a lot of questions in your mind. Not only in this meeting room, I think that online participants only have some questions as well. That's meaning our meeting is important, when there are a lot of questions. That's why I think this is the first time we organize the seminar of this kind. I'd like to take this opportunity to express my sincere thanks to the people and the government of Australia for financial support to organize this seminar. I highly hope that the government of Australia will continue to provide support the organization of this kind of seminar in the different provinces nationally, to ensure that the knowledge will be distributed to local levels, to ensure that it will bring benefits to the business sector. Once again, thank you all for sharing your time to join us from the beginning to the end. Finally, I wish all of you, and especially Mr. Jeremy Gross and the expert who travel away from far away, I wish you safe trip home. And if you have time, please visit Lao PDR, especially the Vientiane capitals, and please promote Lao economy. There's a lot of products, I mean, quite interesting, I mean, you may take a look, you may have take a look at different shops, and you may visit, like temples or whatever, if you have a chance to. Once again, thank you very much. And I wish all of you here in this meeting room, I wish all of you good health and continue to success in your endeavor career. At this auspicious occasion, may I officially declare the closure of the seminar under the theme, unpacking RCEP for business sector. From this moment on, thank you.